You know, the bill is in transmittal, and I don't have to make a decision until next Friday, so I've got plenty of time.
That was Arizona Governor Jan Brewer on Saturday at the National Governors Association meeting, saying she doesn't yet know whether she will sign into law Arizona's bill passed by the Arizona legislature, which would allow businesses to turn away customers for religious reasons. In the spotlight tonight, Arizona Senate Bill 1062. Most of the attention to this bill is on how it could target the LGBT community, but as the gay rights group One Community points out, SB 1062 could affect almost anyone. A taxi driver could refuse to drive someone to a synagogue because it goes against his religion. Women could be in danger of losing jobs because in some religions they are not equal. Restaurateurs could refuse to serve a Mormon family on the grounds that they disapprove of their religion. Last May, Jan Brewer vetoed a similar religious freedom bill as part of a package of bills that she refused to sign until the state legislature worked on expanding Medicaid through the Affordable Care Act. This time, Jan Brewer's decision may come down to football. I think you should address that issue to the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl could not be reached for comment, but today the NFL released this statement. Our policies emphasize tolerance and inclusiveness and prohibit discrimination based on age, gender, race, religion, sexual orientation, or any other improper standard. We are following the issue in Arizona and will continue to do so should the bill be signed into law, but will decline further comment at this time. And the Arizona Super Bowl host committee said a key part of its mission is to, quote, promote the economic vitality of Arizona. On that matter, we have heard loud and clear from our various stakeholders that adoption of this legislation would not only run contrary to that goal, but deal a significant blow to the state's economic growth potential. We do not support this legislation.
When I voted on it, I did not look towards any kind of discrimination at all. I didn't see that in there. As the days went on after we voted, it was from constituents and the public and the outcry from it. And, you know, I've been listening to things all day that about the discrimination, and there is none in my view. And I don't, if there is, I'm totally against it. We made a mistake, and that's about all I can tell you, is we went the wrong way.
Senator, this law came about in reaction to cases in other states where people have been sued because they refused to contribute in some way to a same-sex wedding, a wedding photographer in New Mexico, for example. And I know you say this is an attempt in Arizona to protect people's religious beliefs, but the places where it's occurred in other states, like New Mexico, are states that have laws against discriminating against people based on sexual orientation. So Arizona doesn't have a state law protecting gay people. So there's no federal law either. So it's already legal to refuse service to someone who's gay in most cities in Arizona already, correct?
Well, the bottom line for us and those who voted for it, and it was a majority in both chambers, is it's as basic as religious freedom. You could say that it might be preemptive after we saw what has taken place in some other states, but we think it's nothing more and nothing less than protecting religious freedom in our state, and we take that very seriously.
Under this law, you say it's all about protecting people of faith in Arizona. Can you give me a specific example of someone in Arizona who's been forced to do something against their religious belief or successfully sued because of their faith?
Again, I think if anything, this bill is preemptive to protect priests.
You can't give me one example of this actually happening.
No, I can't, but we've seen it in other states, and we don't want it to happen here.
But it's happened in other states that have laws protecting gay people specifically. That's what this bill is all about.
This is a religious freedom bill. We want to protect religious freedom here.
But you can't cite one example where religious freedom is under attack in Arizona.
Not now, no, but how about tomorrow?
Well, I don't understand what that means. I mean,
Well,
if you can't
as I
cite
say,
in the entire
we
history of
don't-
Arizona one case where religious freedom has been under attack, or even in the last year where it's been under attack, is this really the most important thing for you to be working on right now in the State House and the Senate?
We're doing many things, sir. We are trying to stop Common Core from being implemented in the state. We're trying to secure the border as a border state. We can do multiple things here.
Help me understand, under your law, under this law, if I'm a Catholic loan officer, say in a bank, and I don't like the idea of loaning money to a divorced woman, because Jesus spoke against divorce very strongly, or I don't want to loan money to an unwed mother, even though she might be, able to pay me back as a loan officer, I just don't, it's against my religious belief. My religious belief is sincere. Under your law, I could refuse to do business with a unwed mother or a divorced woman, correct?
I don't know where you're getting your hypotheticals from, sir. Divorced women, and what was the other one you cited?
Unwed mother. I mean, Jesus
Who would
spoke.
be against an unwed mother? I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be against a divorced woman.
But, sir, as you know,
I don't understand.
Sir, as
You're
you know,
trying to
no,
take
I'm not, sir.
discrimination to the nth degree.
No, actually, sir, I'm talking about what Jesus taught. Jesus spoke against divorce. He actually spoke against divorce. He never said anything about gay people. So there are plenty of people who would oppose doing business with a gay person. I'm saying if under your law, if it's a sincere belief on the part of that loan officer, and doing business with that unwed mother or that divorced woman would not be a trivial or a technical or a minor burden on my beliefs. And that's my argument. Under your law, I don't have to do business with that person.
I think you're being far-fetched, with all due respect, sir. As a Christian, as most God-fearing men and women would respect unwed mothers, divorced women, who would discriminate them? I've never heard of discriminating against people like that. I never have. I don't know
I've
where
read
you're
your law.
getting your hypotheticals from, sir.
Well, by reading your law, and I'm coming up with an example of somebody who has there's plenty of people who oppose divorce and who have a sincere belief that it is absolutely wrong, that marriage is for life, you made a vow, and they don't want to do business with someone who's divorced. Under your law, as long as that belief is sincere and as long as it's not a minor interaction that you have to have with that person, which I would argue loaning money to that person is not a minor interaction or a technical interaction, under your law, it's certainly something that could go to the courts about.
I don't believe so, sir.
Okay.
All of the pillars of society are under attack in the United States. The family, the traditional family, traditional marriage, mainline churches, the Boy Scouts, you name it. All of the pillars of society as we know it today are under attack, including religious freedom.
Who's
and that's
under
what
attack
this
by
bill
who?
is designed to do.
Who's attacking it in Arizona?
Well, it's throughout the country.
Right.
We had a ballot measure a few years ago to define marriage as between one man and one woman. It was a coalition of Catholics, evangelicals, and Mormons, and it passed, and that is now part of our Constitution. Right. We want to protect traditional marriage.
Right. So again, no florist in Arizona is going to be forced to participate in a gay wedding because A, you don't have gay weddings in Arizona, and you're not going to anytime soon, and B, under Arizona law, it's okay to discriminate against a gay person and refuse them service already. So that's two reasons why no person of faith is going to be forced to interact with a gay person at their wedding. It's not going to happen in Arizona.
With all due respect, sir, I don't know of anybody in Arizona that would discriminate against a fellow human being. No Christian or
nobody?
Jew that I know of.
I know people in New York who
Not that I
discriminate
know of.
plenty. Really, there's nobody. Discrimination doesn't exist in Arizona?
Well, maybe you ought to move to Arizona. We're more people-friendly here, apparently.
Wow. Well, yeah. That's
and by the way, sir, let me add a couple of things. One, of the 10 or so candidates for governor of Arizona of both parties, granted there's only one Democrat, the rest are Republican, I am the only candidate for governor in Arizona who is promoting and defending this bill.
Right, but again,
Also,
you can't come up
I'm
with one
the-
example that this bill is designed to protect against. You can't come up with one example of a person of faith who's been under attack in your state.